Hi, everyone. This is my first day. Even though I didn't do the talk show really for 1 hour, only the first day I did for 1 hour. Other days almost. Uh, the important thing is I'm insist I'm continuing to do it, and my target is still to finish in 1 hour. Sometimes, due to some reasons, um, especially when you're not alone, it will be more difficult for you to do the things totally based on your own willing. Because sometimes you need to consider other people, not affect others too much, right? Okay, so the first day, I haven't think about any topics yet. But I want to say today I was still keep reminding myself to have the English mind rather than the Mandarin mind. And definitely, I still got some moments that just very unconsciously think the words in my mind in Chinese. While when I while when I noticed it, I just changed it to English words directly. And oh, yeah. And another thing is, I was still learning the English. I mean, the input part towards the English, the dramas, or taking the English courses, or just watch some YouTubes. Yeah, but I found one thing is because I set too many tasks in a day, then I found it was quite difficult for me to get everything done because even though we said we have 24 hours, but after you cut down the 8 hours sleep and then eating or drinking, toilet stuff, and then if you go out, especially today, I went out twice, and except for the time you went out, when you come back home, you also feel tired. Then you need to spend more time. So every time if I went out to deal with something, it would be more difficult for me to get my to-do lists done. I did kind of the task lists before. Um, I almost put everything that I want to do. Excuse me. I put almost everything that I want to do in a day, and that was over at least 10 tasks in a day. Then, every time I was trying to catch that up, trying to finish as more as I can, but then I can't. And the reality is that I just can't. I can't fully control my time, and I can't say no to others just to stick with my plans. I just can't do it. So when I haven't finished my tasks, then I felt guilty, and I blamed myself, and also it caused my it caused that I was not believing in my ability, because just due to the incompleted tasks. That was really not good because it's not combined. The tasks uh, it didn't set up with the reality, and just too idealistic. So recently, I just because of this, since I got a mind that, and I got an idea that if I still want to do the list, like to make a plan every day, then it's better to combine with my current situations, not just try to grab everything I want. Uh, it's, it's too greedy, and it also will be more difficult for me to really hold something in hand or to improve my ability. Um, so right now, what I did is quite simple. Just every day just write down some important things or something that I need to get done today. Um, because right now I have something that I want to focus on. For example, the conversation, the communication skills. I want to practice my English more and to try to change my mind from the native Chinese mind to English mind. So this is kind of my priority. I must get this done first. When I'm really confident with this part, then I could do other things. So other things I just put in the second at the moment. Um, I want to talk about the book I'm reading recently. Um, it's about a biography of Oprah. Today, when I was reading that part, the the part life of Oprah, I felt a bit. Um, I got a bit strong emotions at that time to those people who complained about how Oprah suddenly shut the door for them. Through this book, I found Oprah. She she is a very successful woman, and she really did a lot of good things for our society. Even though maybe many of the good things, good works she had done with some purpose. Those purpose are good were good for her works, for her images. But does it really matter? Doesn't, right? The key point is she did good things. She did good works to help others, to support others. But the thing is, people is always too greedy. So the part I read was those people, they had connections and good connections with Oprah before, and they even also went to Oprah show for several times. Then one day they just suddenly found that they can't contact Oprah, even though they tried hard to um, reconnect to Oprah, but Oprah rejected, just shut her door to them. And some people didn't figure out why. And some people, they thought, we just said something, we just did something, but it's not really harmful. Why you just got angry because of those small things? So that's part of meaning I can just reading from the words. I found that they're not just talking, they are complaining. They complained that Oprah was too cool to them, too cold to them, and they also complained that Oprah has different attitudes when the camera on and off. They found that when the camera on, the Oprah suddenly changes personality to a very warm, weighty woman. But when the camera off, she was quiet and a bit cold, not so easy to to build connections. But I really want to say is why you can't just be grateful. when opera help you to achieve the success that you might not get it if just by yourself. While just hold your Thanksgiving the mindset all the time when you have the connections with opera. But most of them they didn't. What they did is just um, I came to you. I know that you could help me to get what I want. So I contacted you with a bit low dignity. And then when I was successful, when I'm successful and when I get what I want, then I think we're equal. We're just human beings, we're equal. You should treat me as equal as I want. You should give me what I want. You should be warm, or you should have the warm heart and keep a good connection with me too, because I'm also successful now. But if you can't, if you just rejected, then you have fault. Then that means you are not a good person. Does that make sense? It doesn't, right? What I can say, those people, they really, and I'm kind of understand why Oprah, she was kind of a bit cold, looks like a coldness to those people, even to his relatives, because she really knew what the humanity is, how bad of the human could be, and how great human could be. To be honest, I'm rich. I got the monies, right? But that was I worked so hard and to have it. I have the right to give you or not give you. Even the charity, I have the right to do it or not to do it. Even though I did it with some purpose, I did it purposely, just want to good for my image. But I didn't do something bad, right? I didn't like to cheat or make fraud. I said I will donate the money to you to help you to build a foundation with some programs, and I really did. That's it. And but some of them, even the program managers, they also expected her to not just with the money. They want the person as well. Don't you think you are too greedy? You want the money, and I give you the money, and you could use the money to do the good things, the good works. And now you want me be there, always support you, mentally support you, physically support you. How about myself? Have you anything about myself? My life? No, not really. If everyone has such expectations, how could he survive? She's just a woman. It's just an ordinary woman. Only 24 hours she had. She should have her own time to be herself. So when the camera off, she was tired, she don't want to talk, or this is what her reality, what her real personality is, then that's it. What you are really respectful. So every time when I read, not every time, but mostly to be honest, when I read this book, I felt very regret and I felt a pity and a bit kind of understand the some people why they saw their sins. I just that's not really worth it. People should be more grateful with do, what others do, cause in general they have the right not to do it, or they also could have the option to do it badly, but then they didn't. Then you need to be grateful with that. Not always expect more and more. At the same time, when you When you are greedy to have more things coming, that means you are also become more selfish. Anyway, this is kind of when you are success, when you are finally live a life that most people want to have, then this is the part that you need to face as well. When you, like everyone also said the same thing, when you go very high, then you will see more things in the life, more aspects in the life, not just good or bad, maybe a lot of the things that is difficult to say good or bad. There are a lot of the gray areas in the world. So everyone, when they judge the right and wrong, white or black, most of them, they give the comments based on their own intentions. Or maybe just based on their own interests. This is quite normal and very common. It's not like I want to say we need to accept or follow it. I just want to say sometimes we need to keep those things in mind that the reality is right and wrong. For most people, it's just judging by them, by their own interests. So don't have too much expectations from others. When you think the world is too good, at the same time you also need to realize that the world also will be very bad too. But you could choose to be good or bad to others, right? But at the same time, when you say the world is so awful, so bad, please also remember there still have so many good things happening at the same time. Still, people, just human beings, we always have too many the sides, and everyone act with different size, really depending on the environment. Um, I still remember the last time I listened to audio. Um, he was a writer, and he also said that when you say someone, maybe he looks very poor, and he just finish work and just grab a cigarette, just keep have the cigarette um, or have a beer. I mean, that's not like very alcoholic stuff, just a general after work and then be chill, have a beer or cigarette. Don't judge them. Don't say they didn't work hard. Because for them, that was not just a cigarette, that was a happy moment for them. Life is not easy for everyone. Don't use your own eyes to see others. Be more respect to others. Be more respectful to others. At the same time, you are also respecting yourself. So it's kind of like to ask us to more understand of this world of ourselves and others. Okay, yeah, I see. So that's it. When I'm talking about the part every time, I just get a bit too emotional sometimes. today I got some good news. One is about my car. Finally, the insurance company authorized the repair center to do the repair for the damaged part of my car. And then secondly, I also drove back my car to my previous repair center and let them know that there was a small part of the bumper, the front bumper. It seems counter, it's kind of a little bit, it's not break. I don't know if it's break or not, but just counter glitch together. So they had a look and said they will order some part. And then when the part is ready, and then they will give me a call to drive the car in to fix it. This is a good part regarding the car, but the bad part was I was so frustrated this morning when I was calling the insurance company to regarding some payment stuff. I spent 1 hour again. Every time when I called them, you need to, and it took me 1 hour at least. Because when I call them to get the human beings, the customer service, get through of them with them, it took at least 15 to 20 minutes to wait. And then when you finally had someone talk with you, maybe the way you talk with them not much worse, but you need to keep holding again because they were trying to do something on their side. And then when you finally finish your things, okay, if after 1 hour the talking, after 1 hour the call, if the things, the issues get done, get fixed, that's also fine. But the problem is every time, mostly, they can't get the issue fixed. I need to give them another call again. I really need to change the insurance company. Yeah, after this, won't be long. Oh shit! I should call them tonight, but I forgot it. Then I need to find a time. Maybe tomorrow night I need to call them again. And then I realized one thing, because I did a search, not important, a little bit urgent thing in the morning, and it didn't go very well. Then it affected my emotion all this morning. I just felt so annoying all the morning. It's just a waste of too much of my energy. So that's why when I read the book about the time management before, they said it's better to put the thing to do. You should put at least categorize them into 4 types. One is about important and urgent, and then second, important, non-urgent, and then third is non-important but urgent, and the fourth is non-important and non-urgent. So it's good to put the 4 types to categorize them. So it's better for you to do the important and urgent things in the early morning, and then do the according to your energy, your status, and then to choose the non-urgent or non-important. So this morning, I made a wrong choice. I did non-important, a bit urgent things at first. So waste my energy and time, and I still got a lot of things haven't done yet. So it's quite important to categorize them. So I will try to, maybe not this week, maybe on weekends, I will do the to-do list according to these 4 types again. Hopefully it will help me to get things done. and make my day more productivity. Time management. I also read one part is about how to more efficient using your time. That part is quite difficult to do because you need to stick with the plans, and you really need to say no to others, to the outside environment too, and not affected by your emotions too much. In the past few years, when I was just reading that book, I was affected a lot by my emotions because I was quite emotional at that time. So every time when I was feel a bit down, not in a good mood, I just okay, let it go. I don't want to do anything. I just play my phone or computer, watch dramas or anything. So at that time, emotion was my big barrier for time management. But now, saying no is quite difficult. But I'm still trying to manage my time to try to get my everyday productivity. So to have something to, um, learn something every day. So if you want to read some book, you could read the one I just said. It's about the Oprah's biography. And then another book I really want to recommend is The Life of Johnson, which is written by James Boswell. This book is it's an advanced book. Even myself, to be honest, when I read it, most of them I cannot stand. But every time when I was reading it, I was so peaceful in my mind, and maybe it's because the words they said expressing made me enjoy that moment. And well, it's there are too many words that I don't understand. I read it very slow, and I can't read it too much at one time. Just a few pages. So this book, I will just keep reading every day a little bit, and then I also plan. That's really a good book. So I plan to, after reading it, the second time I will read more thoroughly and do some notes, especially about words I don't understand. I must get understand what does that mean. Um, I watched a video today on YouTube. It was that YouTuber. He was a former FBI, so he had a lot of videos in YouTube, which is about body language. How can you get information from others' body language? And today the video I watched is about how to have the confidence. I'm always a person that lack of confidence. Yes, right now I can say I'm doing much better than before because right now the confidence for me I had more than before, and also it from the inside, not just from the appearance or pretend stuff. And on the way, when I'm building up my confidence, I found that there's one thing which is quite important, which is also it from the root that no one can really uh, can destroy it. Is about that how much you know yourself. If you know yourself more, you also will be more important. You will be more confident because you know what you can handle, what you can't, what you are good at, what you are not good at. When you know more yourself, then you will be more confident with what is happening. But this former FBI detective, he mentioned about how to have the what is real confidence. He said, um, a confident person in general is also the people. You can see the different. Is also general the people who uh, is control well of their speed, and because they have the confidence that they can control of the time of what is happening. Ah, sorry. I think when I was saying it, I found it a little bit weird, not really correct way. Mm. Maybe just to show the examples to directly. For example, right now I'm not a confident person, so when I do something, I will be a little bit like this way. Okay, when there's what, so when I'm talking, it will be like this as well. Can you say the difference with my talking? Okay, this is for inconfidence. Now for the confident people, what they are doing. When they do the things, they control the rhythm, especially about themselves. They were not just suddenly the head up, suddenly chin down. No, they have a kind of the rhythm, balance rhythm to have those postures as well. Will it be like this? And even the words, like what I'm talking now, is consistent. It's not just suddenly high pitch or very deep voice. So he mentioned the key point is the confident people, they are their behaving their behavior is more constant in a pattern. It's not in a pattern, it's just more consistent. Did you notice that when I was pointing out the mistake I made, I suddenly speed up my words and also with a bit high pitch. So it's about the control of the time and control of the environment as well, the outside environment. Anyway, if you don't understand what just I said, because I'm still on the way to understand it as well. You could search online to watch this video. And the YouTube title is Body Language Expert Explains How to Show Confidence. So you could have a look about this. Okay, I'm still thinking what I can talk about in the following 23 minutes. You can say I'm not a very talkative person. It is time for me to figure out a topic and what I should talk and how to talk. And be the mind wandering again. Cause in the afternoon, I spent some time to study the English terminologies and to prepare for tomorrow's work. It's also a new field for me. So there are a lot of things that I need to learn. But it's related to my job. I don't want to talk about too much. Right. Today I watched 2 episodes of How I Met Your Mother. It's a comedy. It was very fun and I was quite enjoy it. Um, I like the main actress, her style, especially about her makeup and some dress up things. There are, I remember it was her earrings. It was quite pretty. Yeah, I recommend you to watch that one, How I Met Your Mother. It was quite funny, quite interesting. My speed is suddenly speed up again. Okay, I have an idea now. It's about a quiz. Why teddy bear can't finish his meal. Do you know why? Because he is starved. Okay, you will think about the reason. This is what I learned from English podcasts, English teaching podcasts. Then the audio, 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 audio host is from Australia. So he said that's one. Why a teddy bear can't finish his meal? Because he's starved. This is one. I still remember there are another two. I can't remember. Anyway. Okay, now I will read a list of emotions. Go beyond the obvious to identify exactly what you are feeling. Because if you can label your emotions, it could be much helpful for you to get away from the emotional affecting. So if you put a label with them, then you will affected less by that. Angry. For angry, there are several words you could. Angry. There are several similar to it, but it's different. Angry, grumpy, frustrated, annoyed, defensive, spiteful, impatient, disgusted, offended, irritated. So this morning, I think my emotions was quite close to annoyed, because the things didn't get done. I felt very annoying. And I also feel a bit offended because the customer service, they spoke very fast, and they're also not a native speaker. They spoke too fast that made me difficult to understand what they really talk about. Okay, another: sad, disappointed, mournful, regretful, depressed, paralyzed, pessimistic, tearful, dismayed, disillusioned. That, this one is a little bit complex for me. Even though some words I'm not really understand. Why there's a paralyzed? What does pessimistic mean? Dismayed, disillusioned. Let me have a look. Dismay. Okay, anxious, afraid, stressed, vulnerable, confused, bewildered, skeptical, worried, cautious, nervous, hurt, jealous, betrayed, isolated, shocked, deprived, victimized, aggrieved, tormented, abandoned, embarrassed, isolated, self-conscious, lonely, inferior, guilty, ashamed, repugnant, pathetic, confused, happy, thankful, trusting, comfortable, content, excited, relaxed, relieved, elated, confident. So on the way I'm reading those words, then I got some ideas, some topics in my mind again. Tonight, my housemate said there is a Latin festival in our city these days. On weekend, I remembered. So they invited us to go together. I think we will go. And to be honest, in my memory, that I haven't really joined any Chinese festivals in Australia yet. I don't know what they will do here. It's not. Uh, Maybe at the beginning I felt a bit weird, and then after you, because I'm not a festival person, um, I don't know. It's good to have a look, and I don't want to put too much judgment on it as well. We should say it from fresh eyes, right? And it's nice that they have such festivals because it's a good way um, to spread the culture. No, it's a good way to let others know Chinese culture. Um, I didn't do much. Maybe the biggest thing I've done is I gave some. I gave the gifts. I gave the Chinese notes as gifts to others before. So in general, the Latin festival, that means all the family will be together to enjoy the meal together and to have a bit talk and say the full moon that day. And the story is about a couple who were separate, and then the wife made some cakes that day to um, kind of ceremony for the um, for the for her husband. Full moon. Moon. No. Sorry, it's different. I got the wrong memory. Oh my god, what I'm talking about. Latin festival is another thing. It's another story, totally different as what I said. Sorry. Latin festival is about that we will have the dumplings, the small dumplings, and it's very sweet. To have that one, to have that food, small dumplings, and that small dumplings made by the sticky rice, and inside filled with some sweet, maybe like the seeds, the seaweeds, or mixed with some other the veggies, the plant seeds. But that day also means family being together. So that's why not mooncake. Mooncake is another one. It's another festival. So in Lantern Festival, there are a lot of the lights, and the lights, the traditional lights. The lights, they generally is homemade, handmade. That they have the outside with the paper, and inside is a candle, right? And outside the paper, and the paper could be very colorful. And in the traditional, they also will have the game uh, in this festival. And the game is about, it's also like a quiz games to like they give you a point, and then you need to find out what that point means, what it's because in general that point might imply some stuff in maybe just in general it imply some objects. So yeah, that's a good game, and it's also time for people to identify how much knowledge you have. And when you get it right, when your answer is right, then you could get that Latin free. Maybe I should have a look about Latin festival. Okay, the Latin festival, also called Shangyuan Festival, is a Chinese traditional festival celebrated on the 15th day of the first month in the lunisolar Chinese calendar, during the full moon. See, something I still remember correct. Usually fall in February or early March on the Gregorian calendar. It marks the final day of the traditional Chinese New Year celebrations. As early as the Western Han Dynasty, it had become a festival with great significance. But to be honest, since I was young, in my hometown, Lantern Festival was not very popular because we don't have much the paper lanterns or the riddles to do, or the just like I just heard the game. In some cities, it was still quite very popular, but in my hometown, it was not. It's just people have to meet together, visit relatives. That's it. So that's why I don't have much memories with this one. So during the Lantern Festival, children go out at night, carrying paper lanterns, and solve riddles on the lanterns. So what I just said about the story about the couple separated and the mooncake stuff, it was a Mid-Autumn Festival. Got a little bit confused. Um, Hopefully one day I can back to China to say a very official and very good Lantern Festival. Because even until right now, I haven't experienced a good one yet. So that, like I just mentioned, we have the certain foods that to eat. It's called Tang Yuan or Yuan Xiao. In the earlier days, it also means that day people can find their love. So young people were championed in the streets in hopes of finding love. Matchmakers acted busily in hopes of pairing couples. The brightest lanterns were symbolic of good luck and hope. When I was young, I was quite like the food tang yuan, but now I don't want to have too much sweet stuff. Then I didn't have it for a long time. A fancy one. Oh my god, I still have 5 minutes. What I can talk about? So dry. Need to get some water. I think I'm also tired. Maybe next time, tomorrow, I will prep for some topics, so then I could have a talk. Otherwise, just a very randomly, just chill freestyle. Then I don't know what I can talk. I have no idea. Yeah, tomorrow I will prepare for some topics. Then it could get 1 hour. Now what I can do? Okay, read a book, The Life of Johnson. Okay. I shall present my readers with a series of what I gathered this evening from the Johnson garden. Collie Cyber once consulted me as to one of his birthday odes, a long time before it was wanted. I objected very freely to several passages. Cyber lost patience and would not read his ode to an end. When we had done with criticism, we walked over to Richardson's, the author of Clarissa, and I wondered to find Richardson displeased that I did not treat Cyber with more respect. Now, sir, to talk of respect for a player, smiling disdainfully, Boswell. There, sir, you are always heretical. You never will allow married to a player, Johnson. Married, sir, what married? Do you respect a rope dancer or a ballad singer? Boswell. No, sir, but was respect a great player as a man who conceive lofty sentiments and can express them gracefully. Johnson. What, sir? A fellow who claps a hump on his back and a lump on his leg and cries, I'm Richard the Third. No, sir, a ballad singer is a hireman, for he does two things. He repeats and he sings. There is both recitation and music in his performance. The player only recites. Boswell. My dear sir, you may turn anything into ridicule. I allow that a player of farce is not entitled to respect. He does a little thing, but he who can represent exalted characters and touch the noblest passions has very respectable powers, and mankind have agreed in admiring great talents for the stage. We must consider, too, that a great player does what very few are capable to. His art is a very real faculty. Who can repeat Hermes, soliloquy, to be or not to be, as Garrick does it? Johnson. Anybody may. James Fieldhouse. There, a boy about 8 years old, who was in the room, will do it as well as in a week. Boswell. No, no, sir. And as a proof of the merit of great acting, and of the value which mankind set upon it, Garrick has got £100,000. Johnson. Is getting 100,000 pounds a proof of excellence? That has been done by a scoundrel commissary, Robert Paris Taylor. This was most fallacious reasoning. I was sure for once that I had the best side of the argument.